Andrews here, and today I'm diving into the latest release from Sabaton, Legends. Opens up with a great track, Templars. I really love the main hook, the speed and essence blending of the melodic rhythm tremolo, and the chorus keyboards is epic. Then you toss in the highs of the choir along with Joachim Broden's lows, and we get this signature majestic Sabaton chorus. A lot of energy, a lot of excitement, great hook for the listener. And another great hook I found was the glorious interlude. That really stood out as well to me, not just on Templars but on the entire album. So Templars is a great song to grab the listener. A lot of energy, a lot of little nuances, a lot of excitement, great hooks as well, so you kind of get lured in right off the bat. Then this next song kind of changes the pace a little bit, Hordes of Khan. I like the subtlety of the verse, and with each section it's elevating its potency up to the chorus, bringing more fire, more energy. Kind of gives a feeling like Khan's hordes riding into battle, so we kind of like, you see them on the horizon coming in more and more, and I felt like that was the verse coming to the chorus, and then that's when the battle strikes is the chorus, and we get all this like fiery explosive type of energy in Hordes of Khan. I also liked Hordes of Khan because it separates the energy between Templars and this next track that has a great fresh approach of, in my opinion, a tiger among dragons. This one I felt like the pacing creates this kind of tiger on the prowl during the verse, and then it springs its assault during the striking chorus with these accentuated snare and cymbal shots that are really explosive, and they go hand in hand with the vibrant keyboard blasts and Broden and the choir, emphasizing on certain words. And I felt like when they do that, emphasize on the certain words, it adds a powerful energy and emotion, and kind of makes the lyrics, I felt like, rise up even more and become more predominant, I guess it would be the word to say what they really deliver here. I thought that was a kind of a fresh approach from Sabaton. This is something I can't say I've really heard them do exactly before, so that's why I felt like a tiger among dragons really stood out to me. Felt like the underlying key to my must listen, Crossing the Rubicon, lay in the delivery and the chords used. We get this subtle dark chord progression that allows for the brighter notes to shine, and then we get this brief rhythm change and chord octave elevation that really enhances the atmosphere quite a bit, especially for the last chorus, which is dynamic, majestic, glorious, whatever you want to call it. Sabaton always nails those more brighter choruses with that octave elevation, and I really like that because it makes it super memorable, super exciting, and enjoyable to listen to. I also like the rhythms in this and how they played along and synced up nicely to the tempo, because I felt like when that goes hand in hand, it creates another hook to the track. And there's quite a few guitar and keyboard nuances that I felt like really enhanced certain spots in Crossing the Rubicon. That's why it's my must listen to, because there's so much to enjoy, so much to absorb. It's there for everyone, the casual listener, just the overall fan, and the instrumental listener. It's got everything in Crossing the Rubicon. This next track's pretty awesome too, I Emperor. I really like the theme behind this one, and it's another example of having every instrument and vocal be the opposite, I found. The guitars are tough, which counter the vibrant keyboards that pair nicely with the choir. Those two things go hand in hand, but that counters Broden's baritone spectrum. So we have these different elements countering each other. We kind of have like the highs and the lows, basically the brights and the darks in I Emperor, and it goes hand in hand with the theme I felt overall of this one. I also like the drum simplicity as well. This kind of allows a lot in the song to thrive. I'm going to mention why that in a little more detail about the simplicity behind the drums and how it is a good thing, not necessarily a bad thing. But I really like what Hans Van Dahl has done, not only on this song but on the entire album. He's very smart in what he does here. I like the pulse-pounding energy behind Made of Steel. This one hits hard and fiery. Reminds me of earlier Sabaton, maybe a couple of tracks off of, say, Art of War or Coat of Arms. Got that type of energy. I also love the little keyboard zaps in the chorus. Not terribly noticeable, but they had quite an illuminating burst for the chorus. And the solo certainly stood out as well. I felt like that kind of matched the fire and speed that we get from Made of Steel as well. And one thing I noticed with Made of Steel is that it's another one that breaks up the tempos from I Emperor and then into this next one, Impaler. This one certainly had unique atmosphere that I really enjoyed. It had this very foreboding atmosphere, which pretty much goes hand in hand with Impaler, if we're talking about Vlad the Impaler here. So it really goes along with that nicely. I like the slow rise of the ambient gloom in this track. You get this slight sinister guitar work at times, like a sinister grin that truly goes hand in hand with the lyrics and the themes quite well. You know, I also liked the fascinating contrast here that I got from the bright choirs and keyboards versus this ominous scale. I like that. That was a hook in itself, very memorable and stood out not only in the song but on the entire album. Impaler really does stand out, in my opinion, of the entire catalog of Sabaton. It has just this different type of atmosphere and a different type of ominous musical or instrumental work and overall mood. Now I'm going to jump down to one of my favorite tracks, The Cycle of Songs. This one had this shimmering, ringing lead that I felt was very captivating. Melodic tremolo that created warmth and keyboards that had this nice glow to them. And I felt like together they forged this power that ascends for a very spirited chorus and really well done lyrics. I really like the delivery of everything on this track, the energy, the way Broden sings a lot of stuff. It really goes hand in hand with the theme and how the lyrics were delivered. Those really stand out nicely as well. And they're becoming some of my favorite Sabaton lyrics the more I listen to this. I really enjoy The Cycle of Songs. So that, I'm going to close it on The Cycle of Songs. I know there were some other great tracks that I didn't mention on there, but I really enjoyed the Duelist as well and Tilseeger. Those are some really great tracks as well. But overall, it's a very, very solid Sabaton album in my opinion. I would say this is my favorite since probably Coat of Arms. So I'm curious what other people think of Legends and where they, you know, see it fitting in the Sabaton discography. But I did quickly want to mention Hans van Dal's drumming and how I mentioned like the simplicity of it. I have mentioned this probably before in a couple of videos, how like simplicity of drum work allows other things to thrive, and then when you add fills and add some more dynamic drum work, it also stands out and elevates things as well. So sometimes taking in the reins, coming back a little bit, just doing a simple tempo, letting the song thrive, letting the energy kind of come out in certain other ways instead of just drums, it allows for the songs to kind of breathe, and a little bit of dynamic, you know, thing and dimension can evolve. But you know, Hans van Dal, you know, turns it up a notch for a couple of songs here and there, or little spots at certain times as well. So I really think like that's important sometimes, to not always, oh man, I gotta showcase what I can do, look how dynamic and wild and creative I can get. I really feel like, you know, him kind of coming back down a level allows for a lot of other stuff to grow and thrive on Sabaton, because I know what Hans van Dal can do. He did, you know, Glorious Collision for Evergrey, and you can really hear what he does there, so no need to show it off all the time. I think what he did for you know, this album here and what he's done in Sabaton is actually very important and very smart. It's smart drumming, I find. So that's my opinion on some drum work. Let me know what you think of the drum work and Legends overall. Of course, all the songs will be in the description below for you guys to check out, as well as a couple of sites where you can go check out their music if you want to purchase it. And the must listen to, Crossing the Rubicon, will be somewhere near the top there. And until next time, folks, how about some heavy listening?